to go live.
No, we don't want that. Boom. What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello,
Good
hello.
morning. Please forgive us. We're coming off of a big event.
Yeah.
Trying to get back in the swing of things and, just slow going.
Little minor technical issues right out of, out of coming back, but nothing we can't handle.
No doubt. So just bear with us. We're going to let some folks join us. This is our weekly GoGuru Pro CRM weekly call where we do some training on our CRM and what it's capable of, show some of the automations. And today we thought, hey, we had a great event, right? Learned a lot of cool things, talked to a lot of good people that were doing a lot of good things with this same system that we use. And
Right.
so, it's no secret. Like we don't hide it. It's built on a platform that is, one of the best marketing tools in the world. We've built our custom edition of this tool to be very niche specific to Medicare and what we use it for in our agency. And we've tried to build that out and pass it along to other agents who would benefit from having the same type of automation in their agencies and their business to help them grow and scale. And after talking to so many wonderful people over this past weekend, we said, hey, let's do our next call live, for everybody, just to provide some more value and perhaps, you see some unique things in here that start getting your, wheels spinning and get your mind thinking about maybe, some automations that you can include in your agency. And so if you're already using the GoGuru CRM, thank you, pay attention a little bit more probably. But if you're not using this type of CRM or system, like I said, it's just something to look into. Just be aware of it. Maybe you're not to the point where you need it. But I promise you, if you keep at it long enough, you're going to get there.
Well, what we're seeing a lot of, and because we use CRMs and we're exposed to CRMs and we see what they can do, this particular platform that we're talking about is extraordinarily accessible. It's extraordinarily affordable. And that's the reason why we look at it so much, is because it's really a playing field leveler, where if you're competing against people who have the capabilities to send out all of these automations and this capability to follow up in the way that you really need to, in order to maximize your lead flow as it's coming in. Because a lot of the time, everybody knows, you get your direct mail back and you call them and you call them and you call them and they wind up in a stack and there's no more follow-up. But this is a way for you to, again, maximize on that lead flow that's coming in and not let those things slip through the cracks. So, it is something that if you don't have something in place and you're looking to start moving into that, then it is definitely something that you should explore. Because it is helpful. It's extraordinarily helpful.
Yeah, like I said, we had the opportunity of throwing this event where, a lot of Medicare agents came to the event. And it's amazing how many people are using the same system, right? Like I had some great conversations with just a few guys to, off the top. Matthew Murray, at IFG, using the same system, doing some great things with it. Josh Lustig, using the same system, doing some great things with it. Eric Fierro, same system, great things.
Yep.
Mike Moore, same system, great things. Jason Dennison, same system, great things, right? So I had a lot of conversations about this system and what they were doing with it. And my mind is just kind of been running rampant over the last couple of days. I just, started sitting down talking to Justin just a little bit about some of this just now, but we were already using it a whole lot. And this is, why I'm bringing it up, is because I'm already using it a lot.
Right.
And I was still unaware of some of the things that were capable and some of the things that were happening with the system. And so for me, like I said, it's opened up an endless amount of possibilities as far as, what you can build in there. So I'm hoping to pump in some great things into the system and pass them along to the agents, because we don't expect you to actually be the one building all these revolutionary things. But if I can build them for you and you can take advantage of them, that's my goal.
It's a testament to the utilization of the platform to say that, we're using it a ton, but there are people out there with other creative solutions that are using it just like we are. and using it really, really effectively, and it's working really well for their business. So that's promising to us. We really like to see that.
Get into Justin's account here. Just bear with me. I get this live on our inside of our CRM. This is where we usually do the live calls every week. We have it in the bottom of the left-hand side. You can go to the bottom, CRM calls. You can go back and review our whole database of calls that we've been doing every week. But every week at 10:30, me and Will have been hopping on here and kind of building automations live in front of the team, specific to whoever's asking that question. And then we're pumping that out into the system. So we just figured that's a way to get everybody involved, kind of seeing how it's all happening.
And to get y'all some hands-on experience with it too, because it's equally as important that you're using it, and that you're seeing the capability of it.
It was another thing that amazed me. I talked to so many people who had access to the system, and they're paying for other services, right? And like there were some folks that were real big on Calendly at the event. I'm like, Calendly's great, but I can accomplish everything I could with Calendly with the same system you already have access to.
Right.
So it was, like I said, just a,
anytime you have to tie more outside sources into what you're trying to do, it's going to make your process harder. So, if you can have everything in one spot and it's easy to use as GoGuru is, it just makes your life a little bit easier, and it's going to make the people that you work around their lives easier too, because one system, you're sharing all of that, and it's a lot easier to build and grow into that. You don't have you don't have as many people who don't know, and that's the most important thing.
Trying to get back over here. All right. Just got to get this added to the right playlist.
And again, while he's doing this, my encouragement for you that do have the CRM with us right now is to, as you're going through the week and you're having these issues, obviously reach out to us, create your support tickets, let us know what's going on. We'll do our best to help you in any way that we can. But if you can hold on to those and bring those to us in this call, we'd be more than happy to build those things out in front of everybody, to show everybody how to do that, because they may not even have thought to ask that question. So just remember, when we do these calls, these are specifically for the people who have the GoGuru CRM and might be having some issues or want to start installing some sort of, new automation, or want to build out some sort of new webinar or things like that. We're always looking to help, always looking to expand. So
yep. Got some questions coming in here. Tried to join via the email. Yep, that's where you join. We were just a little late this morning, so please forgive us. Again, we're coming off of the Medicare Con and, having some meetings and doing some things to catch up. So we have a lot going on right now. So sorry, we are a little bit late. Do apologize for that. But for that reason, we decided to just go live everywhere, right? So if you couldn't just get into the calls within the system, they should be there now. That's what I was just working on. I just got that added to the list. So, again, just a little bit behind, got a lot going on this morning. So please forgive us, but we're here to hopefully build out some automations. Is there anybody specifically using GoGuru that wants to see us build something that we haven't built on any other weekly calls? So feel free to comment, whatever platform you're watching on right now, whether that be YouTube, Facebook, comment, and we're going to try to build out an automation specific to you, but we're going to go just through some of the system, and that typically will lead to some questions and things like that. So another question that come in here, what CRM are you guys using? So we are using our specific GoGuru CRM platform. So, I know who this is without just because it says Facebook user, right? You got to guess who this is?
No, I don't.
I know exactly who this is. This is Matthew Murray. He always wants the dab, or it's not live, he says, right?
A kind man.
No, we do lives. We don't fake our lives. Matt Murray.
Mm-hmm.
We're live and better than ever. So let me see. Just trying to get
Just wants to make sure it's on the up and up. I mean, and that's classic. So
yeah. He's always keeping us on our toes. Thank you, Matthew Murray. Share. All right, guys.
all righty.
This is the system we're using, and I like this one a little better. We'll go picture in picture here. We're using the GoGuru CRM platform. This is our specific CRM that we've built out custom to our agency. And again, we build this out and we pass all the automation and things that we're doing to everybody else. And we charge you guys $97 a month to have access to this system. And it's worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Honestly. You know, me and Will's been heading the, the way on this as far as helping agents get involved with it. And it's, like I said, it does help your business. You just have to get in there and learn it and use it. You know, it's going to be a little bit of work. I tell everybody the headache's always worth the work that you're going to put into it. So it's going to be worth it. And we're, like I said,
and the reason why we say
dig into it,
and the
so.
reason that we say that is like it's worth more. If you just read that little passage right there, a platform that's built to manage email follow-up, two-way texting, lead pipeline scheduling, and a lot more of the other things. And that's why we say that, is because it's really hard to find all of those things in one location for one price. Like, you can get all of those things, but it's going to be software-based subscriptions that you will have to maintain and that you will have to connect to one another. Doing it here, everything is a whole lot easier. So, and the work, yeah, there is some work that does have to, that you do have to do, but it's just learning, just like anything else. Once you learn it, you know it, and then you can begin to master it. You can really begin to dial in those processes.
Still not showing up there. Okay. Trying to get my screen over here to go live. Share.
And again, in the meantime, for those that did for those that did come out to Medicare Con and join us, we really appreciate it. Thank you all for being there. For those that joined us live in the stream, thank you for your patience. Thank you for being there and really just trying to consume the value that we were trying to bring. And that value is really just to make you, to get you a little more information so that you can begin to implement those things into your business. Because that's really what it's about for us. We want to see people succeed. We have our agency and we're proud of what we do here, but we want to share that with others too. We want to see others grow, and the outpouring of support and the encouragement that we received is just wonderful. And we just couldn't thank y'all enough for it. So.
Absolutely. Was there anything that we had planned on building today, or anything that anybody has asked you to build? I had so much going on.
Right.
I can't remember if I thought I remember saying that we were going to build something today. I can't even remember what that was.
We probably talked about it last week, but we've had an interesting week between then. So, there's always the questions. There's, again, probably the biggest buzz, what people are really wanting to start getting into are building their own webinars, and being able to effectively invite people to those, see who has registered for those, kind of figure out, who signed up and didn't come, those kinds of things, so that they're able to follow up with those people again. Because, I mean, as agents, and we're most everybody here is agents. So, we understand that if you give that information, you won't help.
Yeah. So if you were at the event, then you heard Josh Lustig talk about his webinar process and exactly how he's done it.
Yeah.
And so we have built a similar process in GoGuru that everybody gets pushed, that system out to. So it's automating your webinar and your practices. I liked what he said. He said that most people spend 80% of their time chasing down leads and 20% of their time closing.
Yeah.
And he wanted to turn that number on its head, right? He wanted to spend 20% of his time chasing leads and 80% of the time closing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so building an automated webinar system to fill your calendar with appointments is the perfect solution to doing that.
That's absolutely right. And he's a master at it.
And so he's he's done that, and we've done that inside of GoGuru as well. And we could look at some of that, but let's see. On the website here, though, you can see it's an all-in-one platform. We're talking about automating your lead generation follow-up so you can focus on sales, right? That's precisely what we just mentioned. We need to keep you in the best situation as possible in a sales position, because you're most likely strong at sales and not very strong at this technology thing that we keep bringing up and pushing. But it's an absolute must for your agency to have this. And if you're not that person, I say it all the time, find you the person that is that person so you can focus your time on setting in front of people where you're making money, right? You need to spend a lot majority of your time on income producing activities. And you might not consider, building out automations and things, income producing activities, because they're not directly right. It's not a direct income producing activity, but it's an indirect income producing activity. And I say that because it's going to pay off down the road, because if you can spend your time right now setting up a system that is going to save you time for the next year, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, the amount of time that you're going to save, right? It's almost the same idea as paying for training.
Yeah.
Right. Paying to learn things from other people in the business that have been doing it a long time and have made all the mistakes, and learning what mistakes you need to avoid making, right? Like, so you pay right now, it seems costly up front,
Right.
but long term you save so much money because I've avoided making so many other mistakes. One thing I loved about what Justin said was, we were talking to somebody about coming to the behind the agency, and we charge, $49.97 to come to the behind the agency. And they said that was too much. And Justin's rebuttal was, it's even more expensive not to come.
Yeah.
Right. And so I could apply the same thing when I'm talking about the CRM. It's even more expensive not to have it.
Right.
And we're charging $97 a month. So it's not like we're charging some, crazy amount. It's not, we're not charging some crazy amount here.
Well, we're trying to make it as accessible as possible. And what you were saying is perfectly right. I mean, the processes, they're extraordinarily important, but you'll begin to really see the value in a pipeline. We talk about pipeline a lot. We talk a lot about stuffing the pipeline and waiting for that to come back and making sure that you have constant activity so that pipeline is, filling up, eventually backs up, and then eventually it comes back to you. By utilizing this system, it will make it real for you. You'll begin to actually see that, because the way that the system is set up, what you're seeing right there on the screen is a built-out workflow. That's the behind the scenes. That's what you're building on the backside. But in your opportunities, you can maintain that pipeline as as closely as you want to. You can get it dollar amount, but also as people who you are truly intending to help will drive you forward in that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a question come in. How much is the system? Is this different from Eric's Go High Level? So yeah, Eric has his Go High Level. We have our Go High Level, right? Eric calls his the done for you system. I'm sure the idea is the same, right? Improve client retention, touch base as many times as possible when I don't necessarily want to pick up the phone and call all 1,000 of my clients.
Right.
You're right. I don't need to reach out to them about a birthday every time I have client birthdays, right? I don't need to spend my morning making, 6 telephone calls telling them happy birthday. I can send them a text message or do a ringless voicemail drop and accomplish pretty much the same thing.
Yes.
So I'm sure the idea is the inspiration is the same, right? Like we're both in the Medicare space, right? And so he may have some ideas that we don't have and vice versa. We may have added different colors and he may have, a different color on his. He may have relocated his menu bar and we didn't. So,
I mean, as we started off with, I mean, like you said, it's no secret that a lot of people are using this platform, and Eric is great at what he does. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
And I'm sure, like I said, and we can go on. Matthew Murray, Mike Moore. I talked to tons of people who had their own versions of Matt Timmon, Mike Moore, Matthew Murray,
Jason Dennison.
Yep. They're all paying for their own and building out their own customizations. They're paying for the enterprise edition. So they're paying the high cost to be able to have unlimited amounts of locations in there. But what we've done is, or we're paying that high cost as well. And we're building it out and we're giving you access to it for a lot cheaper than what it's costing us. So $97 a month is the cost of the system. And again, GoGuru.pro. You can go over to www.goguru.pro and it'll tell you all about the CRM system that we've built out. But we're going to dig into it right now. I was just kind of previewing this, trying to tee it up for some people who may not be aware of the system. And it looks like, from us going live in the group and everything, we had a few people that were unfamiliar with what the system is. So, if you're very familiar with the system or you joined us for our training call, sorry, we got into a little bit of a tangent on, what the system is and some entry level stuff. But again, I think, we're just trying to create as much awareness about it because there's still so many people that I talk to about it that aren't aware that we even do it. A lot of people that were at the event didn't know what it was and didn't know that we were offering that. So just raising that awareness. And again, you may be at a point in time where you're not ready for it, but you will be at some point. So, is it different from Eric's? Yes, it's different. We've got some different things in there. Like I said, he may have some things that we don't. We may have some things that he don't. And that's just how it works. Right. It's like building websites, right? If you've ever tried to build a website, you use a website builder. Okay. WordPress is the most popular website builder in the world. I think there's a stat out there that says 85% of websites on the internet are built on WordPress, right? So WordPress is the platform to build the website. The website's different. It's just got, different colors, different menu bars here, different buttons, different things. The website's different.
Right.
So, but it's all built on the same thing. And so, I mean, that's kind of the same way that Go High Level is. Each Go High Level is going to be a little bit different from the next, but the core is there in general.
Right.
The core of what's happening is all built on the same platform. So there's lots of cool things you can do this. There's marketing abilities where, you can build drip campaigns. So if you're paying for things like MailChimp's probably the one that a lot of people are using. Active Campaign, Constant Contact. There's a lot of services out there, email services, but it has a drag and drop email builder, or you can import HTML ones. So if you have these all built in like MailChimp already, like we do, you can import them directly in here. Now it's a little bit hard to edit them, but it's easy to import them. Right. But if you want to rebuild them, it's really a breeze to rebuild them with the drag and drop email builder. And I call this the pretty email builder because if you want to send pretty emails in your in your automations, you need to use this drag and drop system. So this is the pretty email builder I always talk about. Then we have an advanced booking system where it's going to pretty much automate appointments for you. So as long as we can get them into this automation, they're going to be sent a series of text messages and things encouraging them to set up an appointment on their calendar. And if they do, it comes to in a format, what you see here, everybody will be lined up. You can sync this to your Google Calendar. Does claim to sync with Outlook, but we've had a little bit of trouble with the Outlook integration. Google is definitely a lot easier to integrate with.
It's doable. It's not that it's not doable, but it is a little bit different. So
yeah, for sure. Communicate with your leads. So as you have all these leads coming in, you can communicate with them directly from the system. So you can text, email right from the system. You can see all of their activity over here on the far side of the screen. You can kind of go through and talk to all of them, but most importantly, you can keep them all organized, right? So if you're working a ton of leads, one of the biggest things is dispositioning them leads and keeping up with how many times you've called them and where what's going to happen next. And so this whole dashboard is designed to be a drag and drop system where you just move it to disposition it, and depending on what stage that you move them into, there should be some sort of automation set off in the background to text them, email them, put them in some bucket or something.
Along with setting up your own manual task and for those particular people in specific follow-up situations, to where when you do pull up that dashboard, you know that task is there for you. That's one of the most powerful things about a CRM, is looking at that daily dashboard of tasks and seeing what you have to get done, because there is so much that's going on all the time. It's easy for people to forget things. I mean, it's just absolutely normal. Your brain can't hold all of that. That's why you have the help of these systems to keep you organized, to stay focused on what needs to be done that day, and then not worrying about what's going on after that. What do I need to get done right now? And what's going to provide me the most value? What's going to provide my business the most value? That's really what the organization part of this dashboard is really all about.
Yeah. And like I said, gives you a way to keep up with them. Another powerful way that we've seen a lot of people using this is that if you're an upline, right, you have some sort of agents that you're supporting or partnering with that you're feeding leads pretty much. Like I'm buying the leads to support the agent, and I need to make sure that I hold them accountable and see how they're working the leads, if they're working the leads, what they're doing with the leads. I would require that agent to come into the system. I would want all of them leads that I'm generating dumped into here. I would give them an account, because once you have a location, right? So if I'm Steven Martinez Insurance and I buy GoGuru, I'm going to set up a location for Steven Martinez Insurance, and Will, being my downline agent, I'm going to say, hey, Will, I have the system for you. I want you to log into there. There's going to be a list of people. Mm-hmm. I need you to call all the people that I'm putting in there, and I need you to disposition them, accordingly. And as the agent's doing that, like I said, he's triggering off things in the background that are happening to encourage the client to become, or encouraging the prospect to become a client.
Right.
All automated without him having to do anything. But even after that, again, I can come in and hold Will accountable and see that he's worked the leads and he's tried and he's made an effort. Because how am I going to keep buying leads for Will if I don't know that Will's working the leads? And Will may come back to me and say, hey, it was a batch of bad leads. Mm-hmm. And if I set him up in this automation system and they're bad leads, and he calls them, can't get them, and we email them and can't get them, and we text them and can't get them, and like, we're going to get them one of the ways, right? Like I'm going to be able to get Will on the phone or in front of this person one way or the other. And then I'm going to be able to track his activity with the leads and make sure that he is doing it. And then guess what? I'm going to be able to see his app count on the other side, right?
Trust but verify.
So the money, the money, the overrides, things like that will start trickling in. Now you can say, okay, I know Will is producing and converting at a high rate. I need to get more leads to Will.
Right.
And so if I'm doing that for 4 or 5 agents, now I know where to spend my money. Or if I know the agent that's coming to me, I'll like, you get 4 weeks in a row you had bad leads come in.
Right. So that means that the round robin starts and then the priority starts. There's all kinds of way to disposition everything that's coming in.
Yeah. So
really maintain that.
Yeah. So we've seen a lot of agents doing it that way, right? Using the system in that manner, holding people accountable, or even if you've got, like an LOA office, that's what we use it for. You can round robin these leads, like Will's talking about. Just send them into a round robin where one goes to Will, one goes to Johnny, one goes to Steven, one goes to Zach, and then we just keep going, right? Distribute them evenly. Another cool thing about the system is the ability to build funnels, websites, forms, and surveys. You can build anything to capture any of the information that you want to capture, right? So like the forms, the surveys. If you came to Medicare Con, you'll probably get a survey within this week asking you about the event and for some feedback. That survey is going to be built in the GoGuru platform. So, just things like that you can use to capture information and goes directly into the CRM. So you don't have to connect any type of third party.
Right.
Like if I want to have this form on my website, I can put the form on my website. And when that's filled out, it comes directly into GoGuru, and I can have GoGuru sending me an email saying, hey, I have a new lead. I can have it delivering maybe some sort of PDF. Maybe it's a lead magnet where I had them fill out some information to get a copy of a lead magnet, right? Like for instance, we give out how to avoid 7 costly mistakes with Medicare. So I can have GoGuru send the email to the customer, deliver the PDF, and then I can have a email that comes to us and let us know, hey, you've got a new lead, right? Somebody just downloaded some information that you were providing. So now what's going to happen? They're going to read the information that I've given them, giving me a little bit more credibility and authority. And now they know that I know what I'm talking about because I just educated them on how to avoid the 7 most costly mistakes with Medicare. And so when I call them, again, a lot higher quality conversation that I'm having with the prospect rather than, generating leads. So, but again, forms like that's just one idea that you can implement in your business that I promise you will get you a lot of leads. Start throwing forms like that on your website, integrating them directly into GoGuru, and then like you can accomplish that a lot of different ways, right? Like your website probably does that natively. But now I've got them in GoGuru where they're going into a drip campaign. So if I don't move them to the next stage of the pipeline within 7 days, we're going to send them an email, right? And it's going to say, hey, Will, you downloaded the 7 costly mistakes, how to avoid 7 costly mistakes with Medicare. This next thing is our Medicare supplement users guide, have a read. And now we send them another PDF. We're sending them more information about Medicare supplements because ultimately we would like them to buy a supplement. Exactly. But it's what I would buy, right? But we're going to let them make their own decision, kind of educate themselves by us.
and that's what people want. The reason why people really want the Medicare supplement is for the freedom, but it's no different with the information that they collect too. They don't want to be hammered by tons of phone calls and the TV commercials. They want to receive the information, read it for themselves, develop their own questions, and then find someone who is an experienced person, a trusted person, to handle that for them locally. We're finding that to be the case more and more and more and more. So having that information readily available for them is such an invaluable tool that you can have. And this is a way that you can distribute that with little ease and very little overhead as well. So it's just, and then once it's set up, is set up, it's just small tweaks to change what you're trying to change.
$97 a month.
Yeah.
$97 a month, guys. That's what? 4 med subs? Yeah. For the cost of 4 med subs a month. You
can do everything anyone else can do.
You can take your agency to a whole nother level. I mean, honestly, like this is one of the key parts of what we're doing in our business. We're growing at a significant rate. One of the awesome things that I've been meaning to add to this website that's not on there is the ability to collect reviews.
Yeah.
I've seen some conversation online last night about reviews. And I just thought it was very interesting. Because the question was something about what is a review worth to you? And a lot of people said nothing. I should have to pay for a review, right? Well, they were answering the question like, Like, what is the review worth to you directly? And I think, again, you need to think about that indirectly, because what is the review worth to your business and the impact that that review has on your business, right? If I told you that, for each review you have on Google, you get two extra leads per month. Okay, so now the cost of a review is worth the cost of 2 leads.
Right.
So, you know, but getting these reviews impact your business long term. And so to quantify it, again, is hard. There's a lot of things that you can't quantify and you can't put a number on, and you can't just say that it's doing this equals this, but I know that this equals the long-term growth of my business.
Right.
Multiple of them, right? The more you can say that type of thing too, like it's going to affect it significantly, exponentially down the road.
I mean, just realistically talking yesterday with Hannah, my fiance, she was asking me about something. She's like, "Well, what should we get on this?" And my default is like, "Well, I'll just look at the reviews on it, and now I'll figure out which direction that we should go. We'll pay attention because they're so useful for that. It eliminates all of this research because most people." Are going to tell the truth about what's going on with a specific product. Like you're going to have some people that are going to be huge cheerleaders of it, and you're going to have your 1 stars. And then you have the people who are going to be right in the middle and telling the truth about what's going on and what their particular experience was. They're an invaluable thing, and it works the same way in your business. Just like I would search for those reviews, other people are also searching for those reviews. I mean, in particular with their healthcare, like they want to know that their healthcare is in good hands. They're going to be looking for the best local agents. Yeah. Having those reviews are so valuable. So valuable.
The more reviews you can collect, the easier it is to get more.
It's
right?
It's everybody's default. It's what everybody defaults to when it comes to buying anything.
Yeah. And so for the longest time, like we were getting reviews just organically, right? Like if the customer was happy, they went and left a review, and then that was it, right? Like that was just something we didn't mention to them. If they were just tech savvy, they had an account, they knew how to leave a review, like they did it. We weren't encouraging it. And so when we started encouraging it in AEP, like right after AEP started, I started sending out these review messages to every single client that we wrote a AEP, PDP or MAPD on,
whatever policy.
Yeah. So anybody we did an AEP review on. So if we wrote your Medicare Advantage plan or your prescription drug plan during the annual enrollment period, you got a review thanking you for letting us help you with your Medicare and asking to leave a review on Google or Facebook. And the amount of reviews that we got in the last, in AEP alone, because we help a lot of clients. Mm-hmm. And so do all of them do it? No. But guess what? Majority of them will if you just send a text or an email and ask them.
Right.
And it's surprising how many people will go ahead and do it. And I got asked this question the other day. Well, what do you do? What do you do when they don't have a Google account? How do you get a review? And my answer was, you don't. You don't get a review if they don't have a Google account because they don't go and do it. But am I monitoring or asking everyone, specifically myself? No, my automation is sending all of this out. And so whether they do or they don't is irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
If they do, great. They're going to go ahead and leave it.
And most people do. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Most people do. Most people have a Gmail account.
Absolutely. It's so hard to find someone that doesn't.
Yeah. At least one. I mean, like their grandkid had to set the Roku up or something. Like they have one that their phone is connected to because it has to be, because somebody set it up for them.
Yep.
So I mean, it's there. You just have to continue to ask for it. And just like you ask for referrals.
Yeah,
you're also asking for the review.
The beauty about that is the way that we have the system set up is it's going to send them the link. And when they click the link, it takes them directly to the Google review page. And if they're already logged into Google, right? So if they're logged into the Google Play Store because, they play Candy Crush and grandma can't live without her Candy Crush.
Words with friends.
I was about to say, in my case, my grandmother loves the Wordscape. She's all day doing the Wordscape. So we've got her an iPad now, and she's like all over because she was old school, you know, and I had an extra iPad. I was like, Grandma, if I gave you this iPad, would you do the word puzzles on there? And she was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And mind you, she's like 73 years old, doesn't have a cell phone or anything. So I gave her the iPad and she started using it. Well, she started complaining that the iPad was too slow because it was like an old iPad.
Right.
So she went and buys her another brand new iPad so she could play her Wordscape games now. But that's all she uses it for. And there's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? I had to set up her email so she could download the games, and it's all connected. So if you was to send her an email, she just clicks it. She's already logged in, and she's good to go. Right. So that situation, like we're talking about, that happens more often than you'd probably think it does, just because we're in a technological world and nobody wants to be left behind. You know, they want to play with the cool gadgets too. So,
and also for those of you that have the system, that's something that we've built out. So that's inside of the CRM. You can go and look at how to build those reviews and those pages.
Let's just go ahead and look at it. I've been saying we're going to look at it, and I haven't even jumped over there. So, all right. So here's the inside of the GoGuru system right now. You're looking at our leads. Don't call them, please. No, but we're talking about the reputation management. So down here on the left, so you can see in the last 6 months, 138 reviews. That's a lot of reviews. Again, does everybody do it? No. Have we only helped 138 clients? No, we've helped a lot of people.
But that big green up arrow right there is encouraging.
245%. If I told you I can increase your reviews by 245% over the next 6 months, would you let me do it?
Yeah.
Now, if I told you it was only $97 a month to make that happen, would you do it? Like, this is in there. This is a default part of the system, and it blows my mind because people pay for things like Trustpilot. That's probably the most one that gets thrown out there the most. Bird's Eye, things like that. But these are just review systems. They're paying $300, $400, $500 a month. Podium is the one I just got introduced to here recently. We had an agent sign up for it, and I said, what? I was like, cancel that. He was like, I just signed up for it. They haven't even took the money out. He was like, I think I'm on trial mode right now. They're going to take the money out next week. I'm like, cancel that, because I'm going to have the same thing set up for you in the system. All you got to do is give me some data. Let me connect it to your CRM. So I literally got on a phone call, took about 10 minutes. We connected it over to his CRM, thankfully using Agency Block. So I was very familiar with what that was like, because we use Agency Block as well as our primary data source. So our admin staff can have a pretty simple to use user interface, right, and regurgitate all the policy information that we need them to have at their fingertips, so they can give it to the client as fast as possible when they call in. And Sally asked, you know, what company am I with? What plan am I on? How much is it? When's it going into effect? When was the first payment taken out?
Right.
What's my draft date? I need all that at, you know, my admin's fingertips. So we use Agency Block for stuff like that. But once a policy is entered into Agency Block, I pass the information to GoGuru using a software called Zapier. So if you're not familiar with Zapier, Zapier, it is a task. You pay per task, right? So like, we're on a plan where you get 20,000 tasks per month. You could get away with the free one for probably a certain amount of time, but anytime you start using it a little bit, you might have to upgrade to like the $50 a month account for that Zapier. But so that's a paid service, but it is the middleman connecting to GoGuru or Go High Level, or if you're using it in Zapier, they refer to it as lead connector. So if you're ever in Zapier looking for Go High Level and how to make that connection, it's called lead connector. All one word, no space, lead connector. But when you hit connect, you're just going to log into your GoGuru platform, and you're going to go get your API key, plug it in, and it'll make that connection. But now that I have GoGuru, I have Zapier, and then I have Agency Block, I'm just passing information back and forth, and I'm using Zapier as the middleman to get first name, last name, date of birth, email address, phone number from Agency Block to GoGuru and vice versa, right? And it's just field mapping, getting them from one place to the next. Once I have that Zapier connected, I just say, when first name comes in here, take first name and put it there. When last name comes in here, take last name and put it here. So I'm just telling each system where I want them to talk to each other at. That's really all I'm doing. Taking it from here, put it here. Take it from here, put it here. Zapier's being the middleman, connecting all that, collecting the data, sending the data, collect the data, send the data. So that's all that's really happening. But you can use this system as your CRM and it could do it all for you, but most likely you're using some other CRM, right? Like if you got your agency off the ground to some point, hopefully you're not just using an Excel spreadsheet. Talk to a lot of agents who have done that. It's not the worst thing in the world. Probably what I would recommend till you get to about 100 clients.
Right.
But after 100 clients, we need to start looking onto bigger and better things. You probably have realized that and are looking for a way to, do other things. So if you're looking for a new CRM, Go High Level, GoGuru, great CRMs to start out with. Even Eric Fierro's, whoever it is, like they're great platforms to start out with to collect that data and house that information
and be able to access it really quickly.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the key. Speed is the key. And, like you said about agency block, I mean, how they have everything laid out, it works really well for our admin staff and our retention staff so that they can service those policies. But this system.
Yes. So it's powerful system. Like I said, it's can replace lots of different softwares. The reviews alone is worth a lot of money. But we're giving it all away for $97 a month.
And thank you for the kind word about the MVP. I appreciate that.
He is the real MVP. Will has become an MVP when it comes to this system. He knows a lot about the system. So he's become my first line of defense. With issues that have happened. So like the support ticket system, you put in a support ticket, you have an issue, it's going to go to Will. Most of the time, Will's going to be able to figure it out for you. And in the rare instance that we can't, we're going to get together and it's going to be a learning curve for both of us and we're going to figure it out. Hopefully I know the answer. Again, if I don't know the answer, then we're both going to start digging into it. And, there's been several times where I didn't know the answer, and then Will goes and figures it out. He comes back to me with the answer. I'm like, great.
I'm building really great relationships with the development team over there. Being able to talk to them and them working with them in order to figure out issues that we can't fix in house. It has to be fixed on their side, or at least explain to us on how that's going to work. And they're great about getting back with me. They're great about talking to me and getting me the information that I need. So that's also a bonus when you have a great relationship with the developer and you're able to get that information when you need it.
That's another thing about the developers. I mean, they're great. They take a lot of good feedback, and the system's constantly improving. There's always new additions and improvements to it. So it's constantly getting better. There's always tweaks to it. And again, every week, me and Will are building out special workflows specific to certain agents, but then we're sharing that with all the agents that have access to it. So for our weekly Tuesday calls, I want everybody that is part of the GoGuru system, if you have access to it, I want you to come to the Tuesday calls with a automation specifically in mind. Say, hey, I want my clients to be getting this email and this text message right after I sell them a policy, or 30 minutes after I sell them a policy, or I want them to get an email 2 weeks after, I enter them into the system, or whatever the case may be. If there's something that you want done that you don't have, I want to build it and build it for everybody. I want everybody to have access to it. So, please have some ideas when we come to this call. And so, like today, this has just kind of turned into us talking about the system a little bit. But again, we've had a lot going on for the last week. Sorry, we didn't have anything prepared for this call. We've been trying to come up with an idea prior to the call that we are going to come on here and build, so we're not wasting everybody's time. We jump right into the call and we build it out because, again, we value your time. We appreciate you guys getting on the call. We appreciate you, wanting the willingness and wanting to learn the system and use the system. So again, we want to make these calls as valuable as possible. And the only way we can do that is to have a lot of different engagement. And so for you guys to come up with the ideas, because again, I mean, we're building things that we are working in our business and what we're using them for, but everybody's not in the same model that we are. And everybody's not using the exact same system that we are. And everybody's not doing it the exact same way that we are. And we all can learn and grow from each other. And so if you just give me an idea of like, so if you're an independent agent, you're out in the field and there's something that you're wanting to happen, maybe you're buying leads from a source and you're not really getting anything out of them, but you want to text message them, in 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 4 weeks later, like, bring that to it. I'm going to build it out specifically for you with your names and the emails and your names in there and your phone numbers. And then we're going to push it out to everybody so we can all share that information and we can all grow it better and continue to grow this system. Just think about it. If we do this 52 weeks in a row, like how much content and how much we have built in there that is going to, on top of what we're just adding outside of the calls, right? Like, and so our idea to provide the most value was, let's get in here, let's build some automations, let's see people exactly what we're doing and how we're getting to it, because that's the only way you're going to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And I have to constantly remind people, it's $97 a month. You're not paying us $1997 a month. We're not going to do this all for you. I'm going to do as much as I can for you that you can plug into and kind of use and grow with. But we're running an agency ourselves. We're doing a lot of different things. And so to completely customize this specifically to you and spend hours and hours with you, it's just not realistic for $97 a month.
Right.
So you have to understand that, this platform is something that you're going to have to nurture kind of yourself and take it in and build it out a little bit. It's not something that you just pay $97 for, and then I just kick my feet up and the leads start rolling in. Like, there's just going to be some plugging into, some setting up, some going back and forth. And we're here to guide you through that process. We've got help forms. We have a help center. We have a guided tour that'll show you all the buttons and where to click and where to look on every page of here. But even then, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a learning process. You have to be willing to take the leap of faith and say that this is a good way to spend my time. It's a good way to spend my time working on my business, where again, it's going to deliver me more free time down the road so I can make more income from my business. And so with all that being said, I haven't seen any specific automations come through today. Again, we were a little late getting on. We went live in the groups and everything just so we can talk about the system a little bit more. Typically, we do this call in the CRM, and I'll show you where that lives in the CRM.
I have several people to assist with some things since we've been gone. People having some issues with automation. They want to send out certain automation. So I got several folks to help today. But for those of you that do not have it, would like to take a little bit of a closer look at it, just let me know. Will at Bobby Brock Insurance. Send it over to me. We can schedule out a time. I can walk you through step by step. Again, we've talked about what all of this offers, but seeing it is a little bit different than than us just kind of talking about it, actually looking at it and seeing how everything works, being able to look at the workflows and things like that. I'd be more than happy to walk you through that and show you where the value is in that. So it just takes just reaching out and just exploring those options. I mean, in the end, you are in control of your business. So you have to make that decision on whether or not you want to continue doing with what you're doing. If you're pleased with what's happening, then that's all well and good. But if you are looking to start nurturing leads, which is really where the value comes in the lead, being able to constantly be able to stay in front of that person, reminding that person of why they requested information in the first place, that's where things really start to change as far as the business is concerned. And that's what you were saying earlier. We're in a different model than a lot of other people are in. So you can customize the system to work for you, because exactly what we do might not work for you. A variation of that might work for you. So and I ask that question a ton to everybody that I talk to. What is your intent? Like, who's your intended audience? Like, what are you looking to do so that we can dial that in specifically for you, so that you can begin to start seeing the benefits from it as quickly as possible.
Yep. Yeah. So here's where you can find our weekly calls. So if you have GoGuru and you're still not seeing these weekly calls, you should be getting emails, text about the calls, and you can click the link and join it. Takes you to this page here. We should be live right here every week. Should be right at the top. Again, this morning we were a little late getting on, so it didn't show up initially, but we finally got on here, got it going. And And I want you guys to be aware that you can click the button and join the discussion every week. You're going to be able to click the button. It's going to take you to StreamYard. You're going to be prompted to enter the studio. You're going to type your name, make sure you can share everything. But we're going to bring you on camera. I want you guys to come with questions, come with engagement, come with information, with information that you want to learn. and like I said, we'll show you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how to build it, so we can help everybody. And you just got to click that button. You'll be able to join the conversation. If not, you can just click the play button here, watch us live, and that'll just kind of set the stream off. And you just boom. So there we was live right there. So just as easy as that. And if you missed the call for whatever reason, you can always come back here and watch it. It's going to be compiling a list that's ever growing of weekly calls here. So again, at the end of the year, we should have at least I guess we probably missed a few months, but 40 calls or so on here. And it's going to be kind of a library of information that you can come back and review. Try to set them up in this fashion here.
Probably have to go back and watch them and rename them.
Well, I'm setting them up in this fashion here. So like if you pay attention, you can hover over the call starts. This is how to set up your review funnel. And then this is creating a workflow.
You already think of everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I've tried to separate the videos so you don't have to, again, waste your time, watching the whole video. If you hover over this, it's going to tell you how to set up your review funnel. You may say, well, I do want to know how to set up my review funnel. I can just jump to that portion of the call. Things like that. So just be aware that, we're trying to improve the system. We're trying to give you guys access to this. It's a work in progress. We're not perfect by any means, although we strive to be. Yeah. We're not perfect, but we are here to help you. We are here to share information and help you get to where you want to be with your business and grow your business as you want to grow it. So, however, me and Will can assist in that. Again, we've tried to be as open as possible for you guys and ready as possible for you guys. So, Will at Bobby Brock Insurance, shoot him a email. Steven at Bobby Brock Insurance, shoot me an email. I'll be glad to chat with you, get on the call with you and show you exactly what we have going on. And like I said, if I can answer any questions, I'd be glad to do so.
Absolutely.
So, appreciate you guys joining us today. Thank you for being so understanding. And if you're not going to be on the university call tomorrow, we'll see you next week.
Very cool.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
Oh, what's up, Michael?
What's up, Michael? Love talking to you. Love always catching up with Michael Weller at the Medicare Con. I didn't get a picture with him. I was looking through my phone. I was like, where's my picture with Michael Weller? And I didn't get a picture with him. There were so many people that I talked to, I didn't get a picture with, and then people I seen, I didn't get a chance to mingle with. So I was disappointed, but next year.
Same.
Always next year.
That last day I had went and found people.
I was like, dang, I haven't talked to them yet. I was like, I got to go make it a point to, at least go say something and say hi and, shake some hands, and because there's a lot of good people at the conference. So
no doubt about it.
If you guys weren't at Medicare Con, you're going to be there next year. I know it. Head over to MedicareCon.com. Check out next year. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.